What's going on, Pina Comics fans?
And Boom Tubers.
That's right. Dan from Boom Tube Comics, John from Pina Comics. A lot of comics going on here. What are we here to do tonight, Dan? We're here to talk about what's coming out in the latest issue of Previews. Okay?
Yes.
So, Previews is... Dan, why don't you explain to anybody out there that may not know what exactly Previews is? As a proprietor of a comic store, what does Previews mean to you? What does Previews mean to your customers?
Previews is how the comic store puts together an order 2 months ahead of release date. And it also gives you time to pre-order your titles, your merch, your statues, all that kind of stuff. If you want it, it's the best time to order because you're guaranteed to get it on release day if you order it in Previews if they release it.
All right. And here at BoomTube, how do you get your copy of Previews?
When you're a gold subscriber, you get free copies of Previews, or you can purchase one for, I think it's $3.99 or $4.99.
Okay, so if you're a gold subscriber, what does that mean?
You subscribe to 10 titles or more of new comics, and you get a 10% discount, plus you get a free set of previews.
All right, so you get your free previews, and essentially you can just go through, and it's Christmas in a book form.
Right.
Every comic coming out in a couple months that's solicited through Diamond, which is just about everything. Toys, statues, apparel,
yes.
Games, everything.
Everything you could possibly imagine.
It's a nerd's Bible, basically.
Yes, and you could either fill out, we have order form books that you could fill out. If you want to do it that way, you could come in with a list and give it to me, whatever way you want to do it.
All right. So me and Dan are here. We're going to be doing this every once in a while here. We're going to talk about 10 different items that are in the current issue, the January 20 issue of Previews, January 2020. Dan has picked 5 items, and they're not all books. We're going to get into that. I picked 5 items that we think that are definitely something that you guys are going to want to check out. And there's a little bit of something for everybody. We didn't just pick all books. We picked a couple books, some toys, some good stuff. So we're going to start on the DC Comics end of things.
Yes.
And Dan, what is the book that you picked for your DC pick?
I picked Robin, the 80th anniversary 100-page special.
Oh, wow. That looks pretty good. And,
yeah, it's got, just they're giving Robin the same treatment as they gave Superman with Action Comics 1000 and Detective Comics 1000 for Batman. They're giving the same treatment to Robin. You're going to have a decades variant for each decade that Robin's been around. And so you got people like Derek Chu, Frank Miller, Jim Lee.
Oh yeah, look at this.
And it's a host of writers and artists on the interiors as well. So it's really kind of cool to give Robin the props that he deserves because he's been around a pretty long time.
He is a long-standing comic character. 96 pages, $9.99. And this is listed as spectacular number 1. But like Dan said, you've got different decades. So 1940s variant cover is Jim Lee and Scott Williams. 1970s is a personal favorite of mine, Kari Andrews.
Yeah.
Frank Miller does the 1980s variant. Jim Chung does the 1990s variant.
Yeah, it's been tree for the 2010s.
This thing is awesome, and there's a blank variant cover too, for you folks out there that just if you want to go to a Comic-Con and get your Robin sketch for yourself from whatever artist you want.
Very
so
cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It looks pretty good. All right, so that's Dan's pick, Robin, 80th anniversary 100-page spectacular. Mine is a number 1 of a character that is a little bit more on the obscure end of DC. Strange Adventures. This is the brand new book written by Tom King, drawn by Mitch Gerads. These are the guys that did the Mr. Miracle 12-issue maxi series a couple years ago.
Which was great.
Which was awesome. Now, add into that Doc Shaner art as well. So I'm not really sure how it's working 100%. I heard an interview with Doc Shaner on a good friend of ours, actually, the Ghost of the Stratosphere podcast, had him on, and he didn't say necessarily what they were doing on that show, but it sounds to me almost like there's going to be flashbacks and current, and I think Gerard's is drawing one and Shaner's drawing the other. It's 12 issues. The first issue at the very least is $4.99 cover price. All cardstock covers. The first issue is 40 pages. Again, you're taking a character kind of like Mr. Miracle, kind of a lower level DC character, And by that, no offense to any of you Mr. Miracle fans, I'm just talking about he's not Superman or Aquaman or Batman.
Right, right.
You're taking Adam Strange, who is this spacefaring hero from the planet Ran, and
A little bit of Zeta beams.
yeah, the Zeta beams goes back and forth to Ran and Earth and all this cool stuff. And you're going to be getting another deep dive into a slightly less known character.
Yeah, so if you read Adam Strange before, he's an awesome character.
He's a great character.
He's going to be. I think this is pretty exciting that they have this team on it. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I like when you get these bigger name teams on characters that are a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Obviously, we just had Tom King on Batman for 85 issues.
Yeah.
Whether you liked it or not, I know there's a lot of people that didn't like it. I know there's some people that loved it. You definitely can appreciate when a guy like that takes notice of a character like Mr. Miracle or Adam Strange.
Yes.
All right, so those are our DC picks.
Well, actually, hold on.
Sorry.
We have one more DC pick. And it needs an honorable mention.
Honorable mention
Is Deceased Unkillables. Number 2 is going to be out in March, this would be. And I think it's a great follow-up series to the Deceased.
I like Deceased a lot.
Yeah, that was great because they were off the rails. It was
Essentially-
not in continuity.
Essentially, a kind of the Marvel Zombies treatment
Yes,
of the DC universe.
but like off the hook.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people are dying, and so this is a different take where you've got heroes that weren't in the original book and villains this time. And you know, from the write-up, it sounds like Vandal Savage and Deathstroke, who are kind of unkillable, are trying to figure out how to navigate this zombie world. So,
Okay, all right.
So how do you kill Vandal Savage with a technovirus? I don't know how that.
You can't kill him anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? He's a 2 million year old caveman. So
Yeah, exactly.
and they're keeping up. I see. We'll have Lou will throw it up there. They're keeping up with the
Horror variants.
The horror
yeah.
variants. This one here is. It actually looks like the cover looks like a homage to Full Metal Jacket.
Yep.
With the Born to Kill, except this says Reborn to Kill on the helmet.
Yep.
So
And then the
DC
zombie
Symbols.
covers too as well.
Yes, yeah.
So you have a zombie. There's a cheetah for number 2.
Yep, Cheetah number 2. And this is going to be a, let's see here. It'll tell us right here. 3-issue miniseries.
Yes.
Yeah.
So short, sweet, and to the point.
To the point.
Like Deceased was. There's only 6.
Yeah. Yep. And 6, and was there one extra, or is it?
Yeah, there
5
was a
plus
one
extra?
shot. Yeah, there
A
was
one shot.
Yep.
So check that out. All right, Dan. What do we got for some toys and statues? What do you got on your end for, like, let's say a statue or toy pick?
My pick is the DC Gallery Diorama Bane. It's a Bane statue with him holding Batman's cowl, like he just ripped it off of him. And what I like about the Gallery series is they're reasonably priced. It's $49.99 for a statue.
That's not bad at all.
The quality is really, really nice.
It's got a great little base
Yep.
to it. You got a Batarang sitting there. Right? Is
Yep.
that a Batarang? Like he's and this is not movie Bane, which
This
whether
is
you like movie
comic
Bane or
Bane.
not, this is comic Bane.
Yes.
His veins are all pumped up with the venom and
Real Bane.
real Bane. The red eyes popping out through the mask.
Yes.
Don't know if the voice, if he sounds like Mr. Peanut with a gasoline soaked rag in his mouth.
I was born in the darkness.
I was born. Did you like the movie Bane? Did you enjoy that?
It wasn't too bad. It was good to see that scene happen. That's an iconic scene. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he was all right. I wasn't, I think, going crazy for him, but he was creepy enough.
Yeah.
I thought the voice was really good.
The
I
voice
liked
was
the
good.
voice was creepy.
Yeah.
I would have liked to seen the luchador mask in it, but
Thought it was a little anticlimactic that he ends up just getting killed by Catwoman at the end of
Yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
Batman doesn't take him down. Catwoman shoots him in the chest
Yeah.
with
so
with
so good for no guns.
Yeah. So the Gallery Diorama series though.
Yes.
And do you carry any of those in the store? Do you get those for in the store or like for display?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. You'll see them in the statue display case. We have quite a few.
I'll have to. I don't buy a lot of statues or anything because of the price, but $49.99 for a pretty decent little figure here.
And when
9-inch too. 9-inch. So.
Yeah, when you come to the store, you see them right next to $80 figures, $90, $150 figures, and they all look, they hold up. The quality's been really good with all of them.
All right. Well, my pick is from a series of figures that I've dug a lot for a long time. Super 7 makes them. It's called Reaction. At one point, Funko was making them. Funko, I guess, sold off or got rid of them. And coming out in this issue of previews, the Transformers.
That's
okay.
awesome.
Now, if you know the Reaction figures, you know they're like basically 3 3/4, 4-inch tall figures. and they're made very much in the old style of figure.
They did the Universal Monsters.
Universal Monsters. Yeah. They did. There was actually a Masters of the Universe wave. They've got a whole bunch of different ones. Universal Monster one is actually here as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's right on the top.
Oh,
Here.
cool. So
You ordered 3 of them. So Lloyd ordered 3 of them. We got on that one: Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, Frankenstein, Phantom of the Opera, 1922, not the horrible 1943 version, and Revenge of the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
The Transformers ones we're talking about though are let's see, 6 figures. And if you are a Gen 1 Transformers fan, you are going to want to get in on these. They are $18 a piece, okay? Is there any restriction in previews in terms of, can you order one? Do you have to order a case?
Well, what I do is if I get a pre-order of 1 or 2 of them, I'll order the case.
You'll order the case to have it?
Yes, and so you can come and get the ones that you want, and then I'll order the case and put them on the shelf.
Okay. So the lineup that you can get, I think this is Wave 1, too. It doesn't say here, but I'm assuming this is Wave 1. I've never seen this before. Bumblebee, all right, he had his own movie. Everybody loves him. Jazz, he was voiced by Scatman Carruthers in the movie, and the I think in the show too. I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah. Megatron, he's the bad guy, and also was a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions for several years. Optimus Prime. If you don't know who Optimus Prime is, then just don't bother. Or don't order the Transformers
Stop
figures.
the video.
Soundwave, who is maybe the raddest of all Transformers.
My personal favorite.
He's the cassette recorder who had that voice I can't even do. Just ravage, eject. He said stuff like that. And then my personal of all time favorite Transformer, essentially the brainy Smurf of the Decepticons, Starscream, the Decepticon jet that was always trying to usurp power and screw Megatron over every which way he could. Now, another thing we didn't talk about with previews is that what's so special about Marvel and DC every month in previews?
They have a separate previews catalog that spotlights just their products.
So I think we know who's greasing the wheels up there at Diamond. Yeah. So you get this gigantic. I don't even know how many pages is previews.
I don't know.
You get this
hundreds.
It's a phone book, right? It's a damn phone book.
It's at least 224.
Yeah. So it's at least 224. Rain Man over here estimates, and then on top of that, you get a whole insert for Marvel, which is about as thick as I don't know, copy of Hustler. I wouldn't know how I'd know that. And then a slightly less thick DC previews. But so you get all this stuff right in here. So for Marvel,
yes, when you buy the big book, you get one of each.
You get it all. It's all in there. Marvel Comics. All right, Jason Aaron just ended his 8-year run on Thor. Okay, Donny Cates, who is known for books like Redneck. And in the Marvel Universe, he's doing that whole Absolute Carnage, yes. Silver Surfer Black.
He's on fire.
He's on fire. Dude's doing Venom, right? He's got a lot of stuff on his plate. He's taking over Thor. I have not finished the Jason Aaron Thor myself, but I love it. The first issue of Thor came out. I had to make a quick move. Am I going to continue collecting this? Am I not? So I said, I'm going to at least buy the first issue and read it. And I'm super glad because the first issue was one of the best first issues I've read in a long time. Now, this coming up in the next few months that we're talking about here, written by Donny Cates, art by Nick Klein, cover by Olivier Coipel, variant cover by Ryan Stegman, is issue number 4. Now, I don't want to give anything away that happened in issue number 1, but a lot happened in issue number 1. And as I'm just going to give you the byline, what they're selling this one off of: Thor's greatest enemy and the universe's only savior, revealed. So, generally when you get to issue 4 or 5 of an arc, that's where it's kind of winding down to get to the next arc. So this is probably something you want to jump in on now. Come down to Dan, have this thrown on your, pick up a copy of issue 1, which you have a bunch of.
Yep.
Ton of variant covers, right? There's a ton of variant covers on that one. And then by the time this comes out, left, yeah, there's a bunch left. And then by the time you get around to it, you will have comfortably issues 2 through 4 coming to you. And going forward. So that is my recommendation. Get in and check out Donny Cates on Thor.
Okay, so what I'm excited about is the X-Men Fantastic Four crossover. I don't know if it's really a versus one. They kind of didn't leave on good terms in House of X when they met up over Sabretooth, and Cyclops wanted Sabretooth back. But this is all about Franklin Richards, who's an Omega level mutant, who's the son of Reed Richards and Sue Richards, and it's written by Chip Zdarsky, who's a really good writer.
Chip Zdarsky's pretty good.
Art by Terry Dodson, and I'm really excited about it because we'll see what happens. It seems like from some of the pictures here, this is issue number 3 of 4. We've got Thing and Wolverine looking at some Krakoan flowers and doing some florist kind of stuff, and I don't know, maybe Thing drank the Kool-Aid and is hanging out in Krakoa.
So Krakoa, if you're not, I'm not familiar myself, but I've heard enough about the new X-Men. So all the X-Men now live on Krakoa.
Yes.
In some kind of weird harmony, right?
Except for Franklin.
Except for Franklin.
Right.
And Franklin is obviously the son, as he said, of the Fantastic Four's two married couple there, and he is an Omega level mutant.
Right.
So I'm assuming that this is going to be all about the fact that Xavier and Magneto probably want him to live over there.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, I agree. I'm not personally reading those books myself, but if I was reading them, that would definitely be a hinge pin for me.
And I kind of hope we see a little bit of skirmishing between some of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. That might be cool too. But
yeah.
That probably takes place a little earlier on.
But the cover, we'll flash the cover up on the screen. The Terry Dodson cover is pretty rad.
Yes.
You got Psylocke, Mr. Fantastic, Iceman, and Magneto.
And Human Torch.
It's almost like they're the, I don't know. That's weird stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about some more stuff. Speaking of more stuff, here's more stuff. Star Wars. Kind of a big thing, right? Movie, TV show.
Crazy.
You're the current underoos you're wearing, right?
Yeah, right. There's a lot of stuff.
The Mandalorian, right? Everybody out there seems to have Disney Plus. Everybody out there is checking it out. Everybody has an opinion. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Some people are tired of Baby Yoda. Whatever. All right? I enjoyed it.
Who could be tired of Baby Yoda?
People are tired of Baby Yoda, man. Or, as he's officially known, the child. And just the other day, Taika Waititi, who directed the final episode.
Don't talk to me like that.
Taika Waititi claimed that, he and Jon Favreau know the name of Baby Yoda. It's Steve Withington. Isn't that weird? It's fucking weird. God. Steve Withington. Anyways, it's not Steve Withington. So, Kotobukiya is an awesome company that makes some awesome statues and awesome toys. They are doing they have a line called Art Effects, which are generally superhero or for movies. They are doing some from Star Wars, and I want to talk about the Mandalorian Art Effects statue. $99.99. This thing stands at 7 inches tall. I almost said 7 feet. That would be super value if it was 7 feet tall. I'll take 2. We're going to pop it up here on the screen. This is from the first couple episodes of The Mandalorian. If you've seen The Mandalorian, you know that in the first couple episodes, he is wearing a different dingy brown armor. And then through plot machinations, he gets himself a nice new set of Beskar armor. This is his early incarnation. It's just a cool statue. He's positioned with the blaster up into the air, the long rifle on his back. And I want to throw in there as a bonus, if you are a fan of The Mandalorian, that one's $99.99. You might as well just go on ahead and check out the IG-11 Art Effects statue for $109.99. Dan, have you seen The Mandalorian?
I have not yet.
IG-11, you remember IG-88 from Empire Strikes Back?
Yes.
He's 77 versions less. He is an IG assassin droid that we meet in the beginning of The Mandalorian.
He's a baby IG.
And we might see him later on.
OG IG.
Voiced by, yet again, Steve Withington. No, it's Taika Waititi. So if you're gonna come down to Dan and say, Dan, I love The Mandalorian. I need the Mandalorian Art Effects statue in my life. Put it in my previews. Make me a gold member. 10% off. Get me my free previews every month. You've got money. You know you've got money. You might as well just get the IG-11 now.
Double up.
All right, double up. Dan, you're not hurting Dan's feelings. You're not making me feel weird.
Nope.
All right? And Steve Withington doesn't mind either. Now, the next thing on my list
Matter of fact, he'll appreciate
it. All right, Titan Books. Titan does comics. If you know Titan, they do all the Doctor Who comics.
Yes, they do.
There's like 17 different Doctor Who comics. There is a series for every Doctor Who character. War Doctor, First Doctor, Ninth Doctor, Doctor Who's on a break down the road getting a Dairy Queen. Every Doctor has his own series. Robotech, excuse me. They have a book wing as well. They do a lot of very cool books. In my personal life, I recently just bought one from them, the Orville, The Art of the Orville. Big fan of the Orville. I know Lou's a big fan of the Orville. I believe Lloyd is too. Lloyd is. You're a fan of the Orville? You ever see it?
Oh, yeah. No.
I caught him off guard.
I was looking at Lloyd. I thought you were talking to Lloyd.
So, from Titan Books, the 40th anniversary of Alien was last year, 1979 to 2019. So it's a little bit later, but it is coming. 40 years, 40 artists. Yeah, a couple years ago they did a Mad Max book like this. There was a Thing art book, okay? This is 40 artists, filmmakers, and fans contribute a piece of original art to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Alien. Artists include Dane Halliott from Alien Covenant. He was one of the artists. Denis Villeneuve, who was the director of Blade Runner 2049, and several 38 other people. All right, it is $39.95, hardcover, full color. Just put it on my list now. All right, see, look at that. This is working.
It's on the list.
On my list. Dan, what do you got?
All right, what I got is Jim Henson's The Storyteller, Ghosts #1. Super creepy looking book. It's about a guy who's traveling through the woods at night, and he comes across a spirit that needs to be carried to his final burial site. And as this guy is carrying the spirit, it tightens his grip on him, and it gets bigger and bigger and slows him down. And is he going to make it? What's the deal? It just looks so cool. It's an older guy. I think it comes from Scandinavian folklore, and it's an older guy walking with a white beard with like a big baby on his back.
Oh yeah, that's creepy. Creepy as hell. 1 of 4.
Yes.
4 issues of Creepy Babies.
Yes.
And this is from who is this?
It's from Boom Studios.
Boom Studios.
Yeah. Good, very good company.
Yeah, Boom Studios does some really cool stuff. They do a lot of.
Got a good name too.
Yeah. Boom Studios. They do all the Henson stuff. They do the Dark Crystal.
Yes.
And are they the ones that do?
They did the Storyteller Sirens, which was a good
Storyteller Sirens, and are they the ones that are doing Something Is Killing the Children? Is that them? Yeah. So they got
Once
some pretty.
Future too.
Once in Future.
Yeah.
So they got some pretty cool books. All right, so that sounds pretty good. Dan, do you have anything left?
I'm tapped out.
I'm tapped out too, but I think what we can do real quick, since we just gave all the people out there the items that they can check out.
Yes.
Let's give them the information about where they should come. All right, to get these items, to order them.
BoomTube Comics.
BoomTube Comics, 1475 Meriden Waterbury Turnpike, here in lovely Southington, Connecticut.
Planceville or Milldale.
Yep, any one of those. Right up the road from the movie theater. So
yeah.
You definitely want to come down. Come tell Dan that I want to throw this on. Remember, what are the levels again besides you have gold?
Well, you got bronze, which is your basic membership up to 5 titles.
Okay.
Everything's bagged and boarded for all our subs. You have silver. You get at 5 titles. That gives you a 10% discount off of just about everything except wall books. I give it to everybody on collecting supplies, graphic boxes, statues, trades, hardcovers, new issues, back issues. And then you get to gold, you get a free set of previews. And that includes the big book, the DC, and the Marvel book.
And Dan sells rad stuff like this right here.
Yeah.
Check that out. We got you can't see it, but we got a whole case behind us of awesome statues.
Yep.
Whole ton of graphic novels, hardcovers, soft covers, some gaming stuff. BoomTube's your place, kids. Check us out. We're going to come back next month and talk about previews again, give you some more ideas. And just remember, with this, we've literally talked about 10 things that fit out of this book here. There are thousands upon thousands. So come down, check previews out. Yeah, I just saw some lunch boxes I want. Damn it! All right, Planet Comics out.